Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all honor and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Raha Kodash. Double honors to the elders, the apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations with the elect, to the elect, starting with the 144,000 governing body of the nation of Yasha Allah, and the men, the women, the children, the true believers in the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. May He have mercy on you in these last days. It's your brother, I'm not with Allah, coming back at you with another lesson, and Lord willing to be edifying. And so I wanted to go into this lesson in the response to the demon Dr. Fauci's plea to the fifth by not taking accountability for his murderous acts when he ushered in, the CVAX, we'll call it that. And the reason I'm doing this lesson is because I remember I wasn't in a camp or anything, but I was listening to the elders and apostles then, okay? And I knew not to take this bullshit. And I warned a lot of people in my family not to take it, but they still took it, okay? But I wanted to highlight these Israelite men that actually told you to take it. Whether they told you, well, I'm going to take it, but I can't really speak for someone else if they do or don't take it, or if they actually took it on live TV or made music in regards to get you to take it. And why is this important? Because for one, this proves that they're sellouts, because here it is 5-6 years later, and it's been an unprecedented amount of deaths associated with the CVAX. Okay? We won't never really know the numbers, all right? But what we do know is that these men being Israelite men and all having a platform and a place of leadership, because when you're an influencer, when you can influence people, that gives you a leadership position. You may influence them to do wickedness, but it's still, you led them, right? You led them to that. And so these men that I'm going to show in these quick 3 videos, all right, are Israelite men. Okay, you even got the Northern Kingdom, okay? And what do they all have in common? They help usher in the death of many millions and millions of people by not saying something, but having opinions on other things in the world, but not something as serious as this, or by actually endorsing it. And there was many more, but I'm going to highlight these 3 because these are receipts. So I don't have to say what this person said or that person. No, these videos are still up on the internet, right? And this is going to be their shame. This is going to be their a witness against them, right? Because at the end of the day, each and every one of them got blood on their hands, whether they were here or forbear, whether they believe it or not, they got blood on their hands. And every other man or woman that was in a influential position and encouraged people to take this death poison, right? You even had people in IUIC as well as ISUPK tell members of their congregation to go take it, okay? But here we got people who reach the masses. So then they had an effect on a mass amount of people, right? Let's start with this nigga right here.
What are you listening to?
Legal Live.
Is that a rapper?
Nah, it's a loud sure rap. When it comes down for me, I can speak about myself. I think everyone has their own choice to do what they feel is right for themselves and their family and things of that nature. I know that I was very skeptical about it all, but after doing my research and things of that nature, I felt like it was best suited for not only me, but for my family.
Now, what research did he do that was so in-depth that he came to the conclusion that this was something to take? Here it is 5 years fucking later, And there's so many people that went back to the spirit world. What research did he do? None. All right. The nigga just was told, if you don't want to endorse it, okay, just say you did it, all right, and leave it to be. Why does that have an impact? Because he said he done his research, and then he's gonna say he took it. So all the people that was on the fence looked at him as a leader, right? Someone who probably know what they're talking about because he's LeBron James and he gets billions of dollars so he can go and pay for the research. Hell no, it don't work like that. You see, this nigga just did what he was supposed to do so he can keep his money. That's it. Because if he would have went and said, don't take that shit, he might have been in the same lot as Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving didn't take it. That's your example right there. And he still got a job in the NBA, even though he wicked as all hell. But he at least knew not to take that bullshit and took a suspension. Now look, 5 years later, he was the only NBA player that was right. Because I don't know no other NBA players that actually spoke against it. So they all got blood on their hands. You see?
For my friends, and and that's why I decided to do it. So, but as far as I don't, you guys should know me. Anything that I talk about, I don't talk about other people and what they should do. I speak for me and for my family, and that's what it's about. But you don't think the issue is important enough for someone with your stature to speak out on it? We're talking about individuals' bodies.
See, someone with your stature. What does that mean? His influence, right? His platform, his celebrity status, right? Him being a so-called idol, right? So he knows that it will make this the same nigga that tell you what type of gym shoe to buy. His. He told you to go vote for Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden, not Donald Trump. So why wouldn't he take the same approach on something as severe as this? Because he couldn't. That's why. And he know in the spirit, this is why he did it this way, which is evil, right? It's what's the word I want to call from? Damn. It's misleading. Okay, it's mischief. You see? That's all this dude did. He did not do what a righteous man would have done. A righteous man would have said, well, this is the end of the road for me because I can't lie. A lot of people could die from this. I'm not going to take it, right? I don't believe he took it. I don't believe he took it, man. And if he did, it still doesn't negate that he led people down a path of destruction. Maybe he took a different type, one that doesn't affect you. Remember, this is a man with plenty of money that he can avoid certain things. Remember, that's what scriptures say. The money is a defense. All right.
We're not talking about something that's, political or racism or police brutality and things of that nature. We're talking about like people's bodies and well-beings. So I don't feel like, for me personally, that I should get involved in what other people should do for their bodies and their livelihoods. It would be talking about somebody if they should, take this job or not. Listen, you have to do what's best for you and your.
He told you to go vote for Hillary Clinton. He told you to go vote for Joe Biden. And I'm not telling you not to vote for Donald Trump is any better. You shouldn't be voting. See, that's what he should have said. He said you shouldn't vote for anybody, right? But he can't because he belongs to this world. He's a servant of Satan, whether you like it or not. Sure, he's a great basketball player, but the nigga wicked. And he caused a lot of unnecessary death. Why? Once again, because of his stature, because of him being an idol, and because of who he is. It was probably people on the fence waiting to see what these celebrities are gonna say about this shit, and that's who they follow, right?
Family, if they should relocate, you have to do what's best for your family. So I know what I did for me and my family. I know some of my friends and what they did for their families. But as far as speaking for everybody and their individualities and things that they want to do.
No, nigga. You gonna pay for that shit, bro.
This is the only liver support supplement I've tried where I actually felt a difference. I really appreciate. Hey, Irvin, is my vaccine supposed to be chocolate? Is it chocolate?
Who you got here? You got Arsenio Hall, an Israelite. Magic Johnson, another basketball player with stature, an Israelite. And you got Northern Kingdom, Issachar, Danny Trejo, an actor, right? Look what they doing. And remember, see, they put it on YouTube to influence the masses. Even that clip I just showed you. But the reality is, it's put on YouTube, and the Lord put this, is still up for a lesson like this to show you the judgment that's coming to these niggas. To show you that 5 years, almost 6 years later, they were wrong. You see? And they led people to astray. They led people to the pit, right? And because you people follow the men of flesh instead of the spiritual man, instead of Yahweh Bashim Shai, that's why you got rampant death in your family. That's why a lot of you got loved ones that's back in the spirit world right now because they didn't listen to the spirit of the Lord. The men in a great millstone, the true prophets, our elders and apostles, told you, don't take that shit, right?
This is one and done.
Okay. Jesus keep me near the cross.
And this nigga calling on Jesus, right? Because that's who they believe in. I mean, just when I watch these three videos, because I got one more, it really shows you how your own people, you so-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, can be the enemy of the Lord. Okay?
That actually feels good. It feels like joy is going into my soul. Good job. Hey, as the pastor in Coming to America said, if loving you is wrong, I'm going to be right. Congratulations. Love you. All right, Chief. How you doing, sir?
Hola, familia.
Here's your card. There you go. You can show the proof. You get the card?
Hola, familia y todos mis amigos.
Yeah, you gotta wait here.
Con Los Ángeles.
Then you get your vaccine card, you know, remember? You get your free burger, your free donut, right? All these things equated to death because so many people have went back to the spirit world. Look at these niggas, man. Magic Johnson, Danny Trejo, Arsenio Hall, all Israelites, all condemned, all going to be put to death. Call Allah, you how about Shabim Shah. Now let's look at this nigga.
You finna online date chat, find a mate chat, open up the okay ass, profile picture looking tight chat.
See, this the point right here. This is the spirit. How much did they pay you for your soul? How much did they pay all these entertainers for their soul to make you people comfortable with putting that poison in you? And now you got this goddamn devil pleading the fifth. See, when you get pardoned for something, that means you were guilty. That's what that means. He was pardoned. And then gonna plead the fifth? Are you motherfucking kidding me? So all these niggas, yeah, let me.
Nice Chad, got your bio reading, right Chad? Precise Chad, but before you find a date Chad, you gotta wait Chad. Gotta go back to Nate Chad, get it straight Chad. Girl, you look good, want you fax that thing. I'm just
And they just think about it for a minute. They target you Israelites. Did you pay attention? They targeted you Israelites, man. Because you are the sand of the sea. You're the Most High's chosen people. Now you got this tainted, vile juice in you, and you probably not going to make it if you took it. May the Lord have mercy on you if you are an Israelite who did take it and have now repented. May Yahweh Bashem Shah cover you. But for the rest of you, you listen. You didn't take account. Some of you went and got 2 or 3 more because you fear what man will do versus what the Lord gonna do, and you don't even know the worst is yet to come. The worst is yet to come, right? Look at this shit, man. Go get back so you can go back, Salaki. I don't even want to use that word. Go get that serpent juice so you can go back to committing your iniquity. Because remember, when they shut the country down, that was probably when you was doing the least amount of iniquity. Because your ass had to be in the house and think about yourself. But you didn't get it then. You were in the house, burning in your lust, burning to go do iniquity, and so to do more iniquity, you needed to do more iniquity. That was this right here. And they set up Israelite men and their platforms to target the Israelite community. Really 2/3. The ones that the Lord don't want anyway, including these niggas.
Fax that thing up, feeling freaky all night. You need to fax that thing up. Girl, you look good, want you fax that thing up. You're a handsome young brother, want you fax that thing up. They in real life, you need to fax that thing up. Feeling freaky all night, you need to fax that thing up.
I know you can't stand it, no holding hands, chick. But when we get shot, we gonna be romancing. Girl,
They used him to go target ratchet ass hoes and niggas that just put their rod in anything. Cause the fear was, that little bit of what if I catch it? Go get this ain't gonna stop you from getting other sexually transmitted diseases. And it didn't stop you from getting C19. You people didn't realize, but it had it in the damn jab. Right? So when you took it, you became sicker and then went back to the spirit world. Right? Let's get to scriptures. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 and verse 13. It says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh. That's what you should have been doing. If you fear Yahweh, the wisdom would have told you not to take that. He got me. Yahweh Bashim Yom Shah has me. But if you fear man and you calling on JC like Arsenio Hall, Jesus Christ had him take that shit. Right? The so-called white man set them up, put them in a position because they knew the masses of Israelites follow them versus a spiritual man, and that's the trap was set. It says, let us hear the whole conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Right? That's the duty of man, to serve the Lord. No matter if you're rich or poor, small or great, if you're an Israelite, so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American, this is you. For the Most High shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be bad. So they're going to get judged for that. Right? Matthew chapter 12 and verse 36, it says, but I say unto you that every idle word that man shall speak, they shall give an account thereof in the day of judgment. What's the day of the judgment? The day of the Lord. When he comes as a thief in the night. A lot of them have already went back to the spirit world that said, I'm gonna take it. That this is gonna protect me. This is gonna save me. Took it, went running, dropped dead. Took it, at work, dropped dead. Right? It says, for by thy words thou shalt be justified. You heard LeBron James tell you he did take it, but didn't warn his fans. The same people he tell don't vote for this motherfucker, and how he feel about how the country should be ran and all that, but you can't tell the people not to take this shit. You couldn't be even what he opened up a school, right? But you can't tell the people not to take that shit. That's why I don't believe he took it. I really don't. He's that type of person. That's just me speaking as a man. But I think he a piece of shit. I really do. And fuck him. It says, for by thy words thou should be justified, and by thy words thou should be condemned. You justified when you say don't take it. When you tell the people don't take it, wait on the Lord, even if you lose your job. See, that's what happened. A lot of these niggas, especially Juvenile, because he ain't been making no music, but he had that song right there, gave him a little life. Now he doing shows again. You see that? You see that? Now he doing shows. But you think any of them feel guilty about the mass death? Hell no. Because they're selfish, wicked-ass Israelites who the Lord's going to destroy. That's why it says, for by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned. Ezekiel chapter 3 and verse 17, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. See, the men of Great Millstone, started with our elders apostles. We warned you. Again, I wasn't even in Great Millstone. I wasn't even in a camp. I was just learning. But I knew in the spirit, this shit you don't put in you. And I warned all my family in Chicago. And guess what? Not one of them listened. And I got a lot of family in Chicago. I'm going to just leave it there. Has anyone went back to the spirit world yet? Nope. But it's a lot of sick motherfuckers in Chicago in my family. I can tell you that. It's the type of sickness they don't even like to talk about. They just go about their life thinking it's going to be all right because Jesus covering them. Well, we going to see. You see? It says, when I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from the wicked way to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity. You see? They still gonna die, but his blood will I require at thine hand. Now, one will say, but they're not watchmen. No, fuck that. If you got a platform and you're of stature and you say you love your people and you pro-black and you stand for justice and peace, okay, and no more oppression, then why would you listen to the devil and put the serpent juice in you, nigga? Huh? That makes you in that position of a watchman for this particular subject matter. Your platform should have been used to warn the people not to take it. And then take the sacrifice, take the loss, and Lord willing, Yahweh Shemashah might have something better for you. Look, again, Kyrie Irving don't have the 100% truth, but the nigga knew not to take the shot, and he even had to take the suspension. So what does that say? The Lord used his spirit as an example of what could have been for those NBA players who could have did the same as him. And how many lives might have been saved? Because people don't listen to the men of the Lord. Maybe the Lord used Kyrie Irving just as a little bone to try to help you niggas. Nope. He got mocked. Yeah, a lot of NBA players said, I can't believe how selfish he is, like Shaquille O'Neal. He's hurting the team because he don't want to put no motherfucking poison in him. Fuck all you niggas, man. And may the Lord destroy every last one of you basketball rapping ass, actor ass niggas. All right? May Yahweh Bashmi Shah Shalak Rayam to all you niggas, man. It says, so yeah, they got blood on their hand. But for us, we don't got no blood on our hands. It's even, like I said, the bishop from IUIC got blood on his hands. Let's leave it in it. I don't know. But I remember when he told some members of his congregation, I remember the lesson. I saw it for myself. And then 2 years later, they had members of their congregation go back to the spirit world. You see? Matthew chapter 16 and verse 24. Then Yahweh said unto his disciples, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. That would mean whatever burden you're going to get for serving the Lord. Now, they may not have knew the name. And this is how you know Jesus isn't that's not the correct name. Because you heard Arsenio Hall say it feel like a joy in me, and he called on the name Jesus. Okay? But the scripture's telling you to deny yourself in that name. To deny yourself means I am not going to put that shit in me, and I'm not going to go and tell my people to put in them when the Lord said, wait on him. When the Lord said, have faith in him. See, that's what happens when you're not serving Yahweh Bashim Shai and you go down to Egypt for counsel. It says, so none of these men bared their cross. None of these men denied themselves, right? It says, for whosoever will save his life shall lose it. That's the scripture that I read. The Lord, this is a real quick testimony. When I started really seeking Yahweh Bashim Shai, didn't even know the real name yet. I ain't gonna even get into all of that. But the spirit, mercy was there. Mercy was there. I came to this scripture right here, Matthew 16 and 25. And I knew this the precept that I'm going to live by. It helped me know not to take that shit. Or anybody in my household like the dumbass nigga LeBron James just said. You see? Matthew 16 and 25. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it. And whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. And I found life through these scriptures. And then I got the name Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. You see? That's what happened. Because I denied myself. I had all the faith in the world. If I didn't take that shit, I was going to be fine. That the Lord was going to take care of me and my household. And he did. You see? He did. Because I did get to C-19. And guess what? I got over it like a common cold. You see that? I had faith that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, not even knowing the name yet, was going to cover me. So when I got the name, I was locked in. It was called Haloyim Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. It says, for what is a man profit? For what is a man profit if he shall gain the whole world? LeBron James, Danny Trejo, Arsenio Hall, Magic Johnson, and motherfucking what's his name? Damn, I can't even think of his name. Damn, shit. Back that thing up, that nigga. Hey, man. This shit is crazy because at the end of the day, these men, and likewise men like them, had the power to tell you not to take it. And that again, that situation with Kyrie Irving, it's a testimony of how the Lord worked with small numbers, how the Lord will take one from a city, two from a family, because he already knew you were going to listen to the people that he not dealing with. And so That's a testimony in itself. The Lord does not care about you people that went and took it, that didn't listen to the man of the Lord, but listen to these niggas. Juvenile, that nigga. All these dudes and people in the entertainment industry like them, how many entertainers went back to the world that did take it? It's crazy. You people are done. It says, for what is a man profit? He shall gain the whole world and lose his soul. So all those men I just showed you, they have lost their soul. And it's only a matter of time for the Lord bring judgment on these niggas. Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? That's why that comment on the board was spiritual on Juvenile's page. What did they pay you to sell your soul? What did they pay all of them? I'm pretty sure they got paid a lot to lead the people to death. For the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with his angels, and then he shall reward every man according to his works. And we're going to get that reward. I got the precept, Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 16. For the leaders of this people cause them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed. That's why you got a whole bunch of jakes that went back to the spirit world. You see? Therefore, the Lord will have no pity in their young men, neither shall have mercy on their fatherless and widows. For everyone is a hypocrite and an evildoer, and every mouth speak of folly. All of them. The songs, the press conference, and them speaking by their actions and their words telling you to get it. LeBron James did it the most misleading way by saying he done it, but he ain't gonna tell nobody else to do it. Nigga, please. You told them to do it by saying, don't get it, motherfucker. You encourage them to still do it by saying you did it. Like the story of Eleazar. You got to go into the history of the Maccabees is during the time of the Greek captivity, and there was an elder named Eleazar. I'm not going to get it. And he was given a task by who? The same people that's giving these niggas a task, Edomites. And they wanted the people of Israel to break the Heavenly Father's law by eating swine's flesh. And they told him, we want you because you got stature, Eleazar. You're a man of the Most High, okay? A man of renown with integrity. So the people will listen to you. In this world, they're men of renownness. Not integrity, though, but they're still the men of this world that Esau have set up. To what? To be watchers over you niggas. And so Eleazar, the elder, in 2 Maccabees chapter 6, go read it. He was given that task to eat swine's flesh in front of the people to do what? To be a snare and trick the people, to eat pork, to defile themselves and literally go off and break the law. Because during that time, we would still had remnants of Israelites keeping the law, and then you had the other, which I'm going to read, that didn't. So Eleazar, they said, well, go ahead and eat lamb or a lawful meat, but tell the people it's pork. And that's what I believe what LeBron did and these other actors too that didn't go back to the spirit world. That maybe had money to get them the vaccine that don't, the vaccine that doesn't put them back in that won't send them to the spirit world. That's just me speaking as a man. But that story is an account that you should read to let you know the elder chose death than to eat some pork. So what did he do? He forsaked himself. He denied himself to save his life. And yes, he's an elect man. He will be in the kingdom of heaven because of that act alone. That's why it was written. The scriptures tell you, Romans 15:4. Well, let me get it. Romans chapter 15:4. For whatsoever is written were written aforetime, meaning long ago, were written for our learning, that we through patience, which is suffering. So you were supposed to suffer through that time and be Be geared towards the Lord and not worried about if you're going to catch the C19 and get sick and die. If the Lord going to cover you, he going to cover you. It's your faith that will overcome that fear. That's patience, though, which is suffering. And comfort of the scriptures, and the comfort of the scriptures might have hope. So you're supposed to read an account like 2 Maccabees chapter 6, okay, and read that account about Eleazar, and then you could be like, damn, this is the same shit right here. No, I ain't taking that shit, right? Back to this, Isaiah 9:17. Therefore the Lord shall have no joy in their young, neither shall he have mercy on their fatherless and the widows. For everyone is an hypocrite and an evildoer, and every mouth speaketh folly. For all this anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. And that's the hand of the Lord, right? 1 Maccabees chapter 11. And I'm going to read it. Salakia. I'm going to read it in the KJV. I mean, the Good News Translation. Because I want you to see. This is 1 Maccabees chapter 11. 1 Maccabees chapter 1, verse 11. At that time, there appeared in the land of Israel a group of treacherous Jews who had no regard for the law and who had a bad influence on many of our people. Right. It says it right here. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many. See, these are Israelites. These are so-called Negroes right here. This is the southern kingdom in the Greek captivity. But I'm reading on another device in the Good News Translation. It says, and who had bad influence on many of our people. They said, let us come to terms with the Gentiles, with the Edomites. For our refusal to associate with them has brought us nothing but trouble. We can't go out and kick it. We can't go commit iniquity because we on these goddamn lockdowns until we get the CVAX. It says, this proposal appealed to many people, 2/3 of our people, the ones who don't have any faith in Yahweh Shem Shai, Christians, wicked Israelites. And some of them became so enthusiastic about it that they went to the king and received from him permission to follow Gentile customs. And one of those customs was to go and put some type of juice in you to make you feel safe. Because that's the custom in this kingdom right now in Babylon. It's called your routine thing, but it's become a custom because it's been done since the 70s. They've been doing this. But really it's called eugenics. Go look that up, right? So there you have it. This is Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit. The spirit of the Lord should have told you not to take that. Now look, you got this damn devil again pleading the fifth, got a pardon because it was wrong. It was poison. You shouldn't have took it. That may add sin to sin. That's what you did. You had no faith in Yahweh Shem Shai. You added sin to sin. And furthermore, these men and their children and their wives are subject to death now. Marked for death. That walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. The strength of Pharaoh is the so-called white man and his pseudoscience, his doctrine okay, his Western philosophy and his medical philosophy, right? And to trust in the shadow of Egypt. He said, therefore, shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, your shame, your confusion, because you put your strength, your belief in Pharaoh, which is America, which is this government, which is symbolic of the doctrine of this world, to tell you in order for you to overcome something that's okay, potentially man-made, but we know it's still at the end of the day a plague from the Lord, the plagues of Egypt, that you can overcome it through the herbs of the earth, through faith, through prayer, through fasting, through number one, believing in Yahweh Bashim Shah. Because as you can see, Jesus didn't cut it for him. Because Jesus supposed to told you not to take the shit. Allah was supposed to told you not to take it. Buddha, the black woman, okay, Big Mama was supposed to tell you don't take that shit. But Big Mama told you to take it. And her fat ass took it. You see? It says, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. And what is Babylon? What does Babylon mean? Confusion. There was so much confusion going on with that. And there's still confusion going on because a lot of people don't know how many people don't went to the spirit world. Zechariah chapter 13 and 8. And it shall come to pass in the land, in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And that 2 parts, that 2/3, those you the ones that took it. Even the ones that, the Lord have mercy on, maybe you repented after you took it, may the Lord have mercy on you. But the majority of the Israelites that took it are 2/3 Israelites that the Lord didn't want anyway. And he knows that he knows your heart. Is it Jeremiah 17 and 9, right? So he knows this desperately wicked, right? So he gave you over to who you believe in. He gave you over to your black heroes, your idols, right? And they led you to a snare by the leadership of Egypt, Pharaoh, the so-called white man, the devil. It says, and I will bring the third part through the fire and will refine them as silver is refined. See, if LeBron would have said, no, don't take that shit, he would have went through the fire. Maybe even turned back to the Lord. But it just don't work like that. See, the ones that lost their jobs, they went through the fire and got what? They got restored. Some people was able to even sue their companies because they found out that you shouldn't have been taking that shit. How about that? LeBron, Juvenile, Danny Trejo, Arsenio Hall, Michael Johnson or Magic Johnson. It says, and I will bring the third part through the fire and will refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried, and they should call my name. See, not Jesus. That's who Arsenio Hall called on. Yahweh Bashim Shah wouldn't have had you up there. You wouldn't have been able to call on his name because the Spirit would have told you not to take that shit. It says, and I will hear them, and I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord Yahweh. When you see the Lord in all caps, that's Yahweh, not Jehovah. Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is my power. That's what God means, power. Allahayim, right? Let's close out with the judgment. Malachi 4:1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, LeBron proud. These niggas is proud. They don't care about you. They don't give a fuck about you. That's why they went on here and endorsed something that they didn't even know nothing about. What do you think LeBron sat down and did his research himself? No, the nigga paid somebody, if he did do the research, probably found an off-brand, paid millions to get the right kind when you didn't even need it, just to go on TV and say he done it so he can keep making his money when he could have did like Kyrie and set his ass out and prove to you that you didn't need it, right? And now you got this goddamn devil, Fauci, who has been pardoned. Remember, when you get pardoned, you're guilty for doing a mass murderous scheme. And you niggas was a part of it. So, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. Why? Because they did wickedly. Because they led the Lord's people, their own brother. They defrauded their own brothers and sisters because of their stature. So that's wicked, and they're going to be put to death. They're going to be burnt. They're going to suffer all those things. And then when they're reborn in the kingdom, because they're Israelites, they shall be ashamed of what they did, because this is wickedness. So Lord willing, this is edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rahak Kodash.